Hey everybody, in this video we're going to share our experiences here in the beautiful harbor city of Portsmouth, England.
There is so much history here to explore.
Hey everybody, I'm Sean.
And I'm Deb.
And welcome back to the channel.
So today we are going to share with you the our top 10 favorite things we did in Portsmouth, England.
Yep.
It was fabulous. There's so much to do. We did not hit everything, but these are what we considered our top 10.
Yep.
So number one, you cannot miss when you are in Portsmouth visiting the Mary Rose Museum.
Yeah. Yep.
It is a must do. So the Mary Rose was a ship. It was King Henry VIII's favorite ship.
Yeah.
And it sunk in 1545 during an attack from France, but they're not sure if it was from the attack or if it was ship errors. But it sank out on the waters off the Portsmouth coast.
So we didn't really know anything about the Mary Rose. When we were walking around down on the promenade, kind of the walkway, we saw, some information about the Mary Rose. And then when we started looking at things to do, we saw the Mary Rose Museum was an important one. And we're like, okay, let's go give it a try. Totally worth it.
It is totally worth it. The Mary Rose, because it sank in 1545 and was not raised until 1982, it was lost at sea. Like they didn't know the exact location for over 400 years.
Yeah.
And the way it fell into the ocean bed, with half of it laying on the ocean floor, that half of the ship is actually what's preserved.
Right.
What was under all the silt
mud,
and mud.
All that kind of stuff. And it's interesting because the people who found it, actually, they were out looking in the harbor. People's fishermen's nets and their anchor lines kept getting caught, and so they marked it and they put it on a map and they put a question mark that said Mary Rose ? And then later down the road,
that was rediscovered.
Archaeologists
So the museum is one of the more fantastic ones we've been in.
It is an astonishing museum.
It's completely interactive.
Yeah.
So while you're walking around looking at, actually just entering the museum, I won't give too much of it away. We have some video, but
you get a sense for the journey of how things happen. Let's just say that. And it's very interactive.
And then when you can't actually go on the Mary Rose, you're actually looking at it from behind glass. And so when you're looking at it, there's also video displayed in different sections of the ship that's showing you what's going on at the time.
So they show you the doctor's quarters and what might have been happening, and they show you the armorer's quarters and what might have been happening. These interactive videos that are being displayed over the bones of the ship. It's really cool.
Okay, on to number 2.
Yeah.
Number 2 is the HMS Victory.
Very cool.
This is right next to the Mary Rose Museum. Both of these cost money, so you will pay to get into these. Yeah. But the HMS Victory is over 2.5 centuries old. And I think it's still being restored.
It's amazing.
But they have tried to restore it back to its original colors and it is so huge, and it was really big in the Battle of, I'm going to probably say this wrong, Trafalgar, and the boat held 820 men.
This is a big ship.
It was huge. So as you're walking through the ship, you're given
an audio
little
tour.
Little audio tour. So you'll see in pictures, it looks like we're holding our phones up to our ears, but we're listening because every different room you go into, there's an audio.
There's a code or a spot to scan, and then it'll start telling the story, and it's walking you through the journey of what happened with the battle, how they got to the battle, what happened during the battle.
Yep, it was a very famous battle.
Yeah,
and so I thought that was fabulous too. And I love the extra interaction, when you're listening to the stories as you're going through the ship.
Yeah, and it is a great story. And one note, we bought these are all down at the waterfront. We bought a one experience pass, and then we decided we want to go back and do the Victory, so you can upgrade your pass. Talk to the people there where you're buying a ticket from to find out how long you have to upgrade your pass.
Okay, and then we're on to number 3.
Yeah.
And both of those museums are actually located
Located
in the old Portsmouth Historic Harbor.
Yeah.
So when you go to the old Portsmouth Historic Harbor, there's several boathouses. So even if you decide not to pay to go into a museum, there's free exhibits you can go to. One of the boathouses, I think it was boathouse number 7, has a cafe.
Yep.
So you can get lunch or coffee, breakfast, and also, gift shop. And so just walking the old historic harbor was pretty nice too, in case you didn't want to pay for a ticket. Yeah.
Across from there was another boathouse that had like an interactive museum that you could walk through, see old boats. It was at the time we were there, was a museum dedicated to Portsmouth women in the, kind of the area of boating. So it was pretty cool.
Okay. So then Deb got really brave.
Speaking of still being in the harbor area,
yes,
we're still in the harbor
area.
Right.
So Sean convinced me to go up in the Spinnaker Tower.
It wasn't that tall. It didn't look that tall.
Oh yeah, it's really tall.
Yeah. So we're waiting for the elevator to go up in the Spinnaker Tower, and I'm like, it's only like 35 floors. You'll be fine.
I think it was 95.
It's 95.
Yeah.
So we went up. Deb did a great job. Went up 95 floors in an elevator. And
so typically it's going to cost you about 18 pounds to go up in the Spinnaker.
We got lucky.
We happened to be there on the exact date, which was the 25th anniversary of the opening. And so they decided to sell tickets that day for the original opening price, which was right around £5.
Yeah.
So it was a bargain.
So we were like, bonus.
Which was a bonus for me because I'm just going to go up to the top and be scared anyway. But I only paid £5 to do it, so that's okay.
But it's cool. You get to the top. I mean, there's 3 levels at the top. One area has a restaurant, like a cafe. So if you want to get your afternoon tea, you can go have full afternoon tea in the little cafe. You can go to the top area, which is the garden area, which is really nice and kind of open.
I didn't love that because
it was
open. Like there was netting, but you could feel the cold winds coming in.
The wind was blowing in.
Nervous.
You're on the harbor. The wind is blowing in.
But on the main level
That's the middle level. Yeah.
On the main level of the observation deck, if you are really brave, like Sean was, there's a section where you can walk over glass and look underneath.
And you're looking straight down, and you can walk right over the glass. It is cool. But even that was neat. But just the views out over the harbor were absolutely astonishing. So
they were very nice.
If you're down in the harbor area and you're not terrified of heights, you're as brave as this girl. Go up in the Spinnaker Tower. I will say it
helped that the elevator, it wasn't an outside elevator, so it wasn't like there was glass elevator, and you could see yourself going up. That would have been a no for me. So that
was awesome.
Okay. Now, while you're down in the harbor area and you've done your museums and you've gone up in the Spinnaker, there is a place called the Gunwharf Quays.
Yep.
And this is just an outdoor shopping mall right on the water. It's right next to the Spinnaker. And it was just nice just walking around. We actually grabbed lunch down there.
Food. I don't know why, but we really had a desire to get some sort of Mexican food. And there's a place called Tortillas down there that had, a great quesadilla and good stuff. So.
And we filled up on our Lindor chocolates while we were down there. Lindor.
Yep. And if you walk into the Lindor place, they're going to give you free samples. So at least go there and get your free sample.
Yes. And then Sean had a sunglasses incident while we were staying in Portsmouth. So he did manage to grab a new pair of sunglasses while we were there.
Nomading tip. Don't put your sunglasses in your arm pocket and then wash them. It'll destroy them. So had to go get new sunglasses.
Yep.
That's okay. It was a great shopping area. They happen to have a Krispy Kreme donuts there. You can get good coffee.
Yes,
lots of little cafes and restaurants. So totally worth visiting. Okay, so that's a lot of things to do when you're down at the main harbor area, but there's a lot to do when you're kind of walking around the other areas. So we went to a place called the Southsea Castle, which is really cool. This is actually, the Southsea Castle is where the king looked out over the harbor and saw the Mary Rose sink. So there's a spot there. But the Southsea Castle, really worth walking around, really kind of cool, but also get lunch there.
Yeah, we went there for lunch. So there is a little restaurant called the Courtyard, and it's inside, I don't know what you call that, like a barrel?
So here's the interesting thing. The Southsea Castle was used actually as a prison for quite a while, and we were walking around the outside, and I was like, look at that little window. Wouldn't that suck to be right here at the ocean, looking out that little window, and that was your cell, right? And we were like, yeah, that would stink. And then we go in, that little window is exactly where we ate lunch. It's this kind of rounded, I don't know if it was a cell or not, but this rounded room that feels like you're inside of a whiskey barrel, half a whiskey barrel. But the lunch was really good there, I thought.
And it's just a free castle to walk around.
Yeah.
And then I will mention too, when we were in Portsmouth, we were staying in Southsea and we loved it.
That was a beautiful little area. Great for walking around, parks, just great stuff.
Yep. Okay. So speaking of Southsea area, so right next to the castle is the D-Day. And it's actually called the D-Day Story, the museum.
And that's amazing.
It was so good. So we went there and you start your tour outside and you tour a landing craft tank, the LCT 7074.
Landing craft, it's a landing craft boat that holds tanks.
All the tanks. Yep. And I will say the guides there were fantastic.
Volunteers, they were, I don't know if they're volunteers or paid, but they were giving us all of the details and information about, where the captain would stand, where the maps were, all about the guns that were on the ship.
Yeah.
Really,
I feel like
really
we learned
cool.
a lot on that. And so you tour the outside first, and then you go in to the inside museum. Now here you're given a set of headphones and a little device. With that device, you just scan the different numbers along the way. So it also feels very interactive.
Very, yeah.
So they did such an amazing job while you're walking around of giving you the history. So all of the planning leading up to D-Day and then the execution of D-Day. I thought the whole thing was fantastic.
It's an incredible narrative. I mean, Deb and I both had grandparents who were in World War II. And so this, kind of was personal to us. It was very interesting because, it talked all about the different roles of the different countries. It wasn't just the U.S. and Britain. Canada was there, right?
Yeah.
Like it tells you all about the different beaches that were part of D-Day and who was participating in them and how successful they are and what problems they ran into. It was a really, really cool experience.
I thought it was very well done. And then when you get done with the actual museum part, you go kind of across the hall and what did they call that? The quilts.
I can't.
It's 33.
It's a tapestry. It is huge.
It's a tapestry, and there's 33 panels, and it's just amazing. Like it's just depicting all the stages of D-Day leading up and the aftermath, and
it's needlework. So these artists. This artist designed it, and then these needlework artists created all of these panels that depict the flow of the timing of the D-Day landing, and it's amazing. The craft work to it, absolutely amazing.
It was very cool. So there's also a coffee shop if you feel the need, and there is a gift shop too.
Yep. So don't miss the D-Day story if you're there.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Okay, so we are up to number 8. And we do this everywhere we go. Probably we drink coffee, but this is drink coffee on the pier. We like there is in Southsea, there's it's kind of an older pier, it feels like. There's like an amusement park at the end. But we just found a little coffee shop and sat and drank coffee on the pier.
And just watch the ocean. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Coffee by the sea. Yep.
Speaking about by the sea, number 9, stroll the South Beach. What do you call that? A promenade?
Promenade, yeah. I mean, Rambla, whatever. Like just a big, giant walking area.
It goes on forever, and it's just very beautiful. So you could just all your sea views and see the ships, and it was very nice.
There's parks all along the way. So if you want to wander, we wandered through some Japanese gardens. We wandered through just some, just
a rose garden,
some big, beautiful parks. So you can kind of go off the promenade into the parks, off the promenade. Everybody's there with their dogs.
Yep. Yes.
So if you want to meet some cool dogs, that's a good place to go.
Okay, and number 10. So number 10, we are going to say eat some traditional British food in a British pub.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter. I mean, you could probably pick any good pub.
We happened to go to, we really liked the Shepherd's Crook was around the corner from us.
Right by us. Great pub.
But for our traditional food, we went out to a place called the Thatched House.
Yes.
Right on the water. And I asked, you know, if they had any specialties, and the server said shepherd pie, and that was perfect because that was probably what I would have ordered anyway. And then you got a bangers and mash.
I got bangers and mash, and I had asked whether I should do that or a steak and ale pie, and she said, you know, we just redid we have a new supplier for our bangers and mash, and the sausage is great, so you should try it. And I was like, okay, and it was spot on. So, you know, we always like to try, you know, some traditional food wherever we go, and having a shepherd's pie and bangers and mash, couple of pints, not too shabby. Yeah. So that was our 10. I mean, there's a lot more to do.
Oh, there's so much more we could have done, I'm sure.
But those are a great 10 to start. If you're in the area and you want to give it a try, maybe that's a 10 to get you started. So if you've got suggestions, if you've got favorite places to go in Portsmouth, be sure to leave them in a comment. Be sure to like and subscribe.
And thank you for joining us.
And we will see you in the next video.